Okay, this is On the Way Home by Neil Young. Standard tuning, E, A, D, G, B, E. This is more of like the Massey Hall four-way street version than the Buffalo Springfield version. So that's pretty much the whole song. And so it starts off with this, I guess that's like a G major 7 down to a D major 7. So just barring the 7th fret top 3 strings. And then that's 6, 7, 5 from the G string. Then move that down a whole step. So that would be like a C major 7, and then to a D. And so you probably notice like when I play like that, I just kind of like chop it like Neil, like. Get that little. So all those hammer-ons are on the E string. So so I'll go over the chords first, and then I'll come back and show you kind of the rhythm in the right hand. So the actual verses start on that D chord. To a G, back to the D, and then he'll do this little run where instead of doing that G major 7, he'll just do a G. So that is just a G, and those are the same chords coming down that D major 7, C major 7, back to the D. So again, the verse is just to the G, back to D, and then the run, back to D, to G, back to D, run. Now he goes to a G. And so I kind of, he's really just holding a G right there, but I kind of like pick out the vocal melody. Back to a D again. And then a walk down from the G. So you go, that's a G, and then a G7, G major 7, sorry. And then you lower the low E string down a half step. Sorry, it goes. And then that goes to an E minor 7. And then he does this other little run where you go from A. So that's just an A, B minor. I guess it's like a B minor if you were to play, and it'd be more, I guess, like a B minor major 7, and then slide that up to like a C and then a D. So A, B minor, C, D. That would be like the majors, but you're letting that the G ring out on all of those except for the A. And so think of how it goes. Then it goes to that C, G, and then the last chord is an F. So that's quite a bit, but if you noticed, a lot of that is just switching between a G and a D. And there's two little runs. There's the run on the top 3 strings. That's the and then there's the run from the A. And after you come out of that, you go straight to the C, G, then an F. So I guess that's technically like an F major 7. So I'll do the whole thing again, just so, because I know that's a lot of chords, and I mean, that's the kind of thing, though, that you can definitely look up. But there's the Neil Young Project and Ultimate Guitar. There, you can definitely find a good version of that. So from the beginning of the verse, D, G, back to D, and then the run. Stay on the D, to G, back to D, and then the run. Now you do the little G walk down. Sorry, that's G to D, and then the G walk down. E minor 7, and then the other little run. C, G, and then F. So again, you can look those up. Like, I messed that up a little bit, but you know, it goes to that E minor 7, which is just like this E minor, and then 3rd fret on the B string. That's, and then the little run from the A. So now I'll show you kind of the right hand, and so like, well, I'll show you both, because a lot of what you can do, because I mean honestly it's pretty simple chord progression, but you can get a lot of mileage from just cross picking and kind of like chopping and just doing a lot of hammer-ons, which is like Neil's signature style. So like the start. So the right hand is going. So a lot of times when I play Neil, I'll hold the pick like this, so that it's not as like, it's more like a suggestion than like the precision of the sharp end of the pick. Because you don't have to be like really precise. It's more of keeping time with your right hand and like just not falling behind. You know, you can kind of improvise a little bit, and as long as you keep your left hand moving, and like you won't fall behind. So like again, doing that intro kind of slow. So then it goes to the D chord, start of the verse. So really like my strategy of this is like when I'm playing the D chord, I'll pretty much just chop the top 4 strings and like just like some upstrokes and some downstrokes. And then when you switch to the G, you can just start chopping on the low 4. And you switch back up to the top 4. And so what I'm telling you is not a precise science, but I'm just saying that's kind of the rough strategy of doing this, where you can be pretty sloppy with your right hand and still get a pretty nice sound, and just do a lot of, you know, hammer-ons. So doing like a run like that slowly. Sorry, I keep doing it fast. So just switching between top 4. And so that little run, I keep doing that little lick where you go. So I'm just hammering on the 2nd fret on the A string and the D. Hammer on the low E when you start the G. So I put, like, almost every time I switch to the D, I'll do that hammer on with my middle finger on the high E. And then you're ready, when you're in that D shape, you're ready to slide that up for the run. And so after that, it goes into the so I'll show you. I guess, like, I tried to do some of the parts playing out like the vocal melody, like the so that's just going G, so that part is just going G to a G7, then lower the low E down a half step, E minor 7, and then the run down to the C, G, F, so hopefully that will give you some ideas about how to do that. You know, there's a lot of good resources for learning Neil.